Good news, everyone. We never have to talk about this steaming pile of fucking dog shit ever again. Now that Sonic Mania is coming out, we can all agree that it's the legitimate sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, not this piece of trash. Fucking eats me up inside every single goddamn day that they wasted the perfect title for Sonic Mania on the fucking insult that was Sonic 4. I don't want to get sidetracked into going over the minutia of what exactly Sonic 4 did wrong, because they literally did everything wrong. I'll have to save that for another video. All you need to know is you can purge it from your memory banks by whatever means necessary. Be it booze, bleach, or a bullet. Do whatever it takes to remove this shit from your brain. From now on, if someone brings up Sonic 4, then your mind should immediately think about this, not this. Not that anyone would ever bring up Sonic 4, because literally nobody talks about that game except to make fun of it, because it's fucking trash. Fuck you, Dimps, you're a fucking disgrace. Sonic Team didn't need any help ruining Sonic, you animals! I don't need to go over the entire history of the two fans who were ROM hack creators that have been hired by Sega to create Sonic Mania. If you don't know anything about the Taxman or Stealth, just go watch Super Bunny Hop's video. Although one thing his video failed to mention was that Pagoda West is actually comprised of some of the core team members from the Sonic 2 HD project. This was a project I followed for years, occasionally checking their forums every few months to see how progress was coming along, which was always very slowly, of course, since it was a fan project. And then one day they actually released a playable demo, and then almost immediately the project imploded over some internal drama or something, and it was cancelled. Anyways, quite a few of the people who worked on this project are now working on Sonic Mania, which might explain why the animations we've seen are so goddamn smooth. Seriously, there are so many talented people from the Sonic community working on this game. It is clear they have a deep appreciation and understanding of the classic games. They're not just some fucking studio that Sega decided to hand the license over to. We're not dealing with a bunch of degenerate, incompetent fuckboys for once. We're getting some original good boys. Not to mention the musician T-Lopes, who's been making dope-ass Sonic remixes for years, including for the Sonic 2 HD project. He's making the music for Mania, and what we've heard from him so far has been absolutely fucking stellar. I've used his music in my videos before, and I'll do it again. I'm doing it right now. Seriously, Sonic Mania could have been a 10 out of 10 gameplay-wise, but if the music was only pretty good, I would have thrown it in the fucking trash can. Thankfully, T-Lopes is continuing the time-honored tradition of Sonic having god-tier music. So for all the shit people have given Sonic fans over the years, and rightfully so, they might just be the ones who will actually save the franchise, or at least its reputation. This is clearly the true successor to the Genesis games. There have been some other decent 2D Sonic games which range from okay to pretty good, and there have been some other very good games that pay homage to Sonic like Freedom Planet, but this feels like I'm finally getting the real sequel to that game I first beat over 2 decades ago. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me on this, but to me, this is the pinnacle of 2D platforming. It's everything I want out of a platformer. None of the 2D Sonic gameplay since this game has ever even come close to feeling this good. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the advanced games, I like the 2D parts and generations, but I love the gameplay in this game. It just feels so much better in a way that would take way too long to properly explain right now. But what seriously fucking depresses me, what keeps me up late at night weeping into my fucking pillow, is that I know I'm playing an inferior version. The Taxman and Stealth mobile remakes of Sonic 1 and 2 are the definitive way to play these games. Not only are they full of awesome extra content like being able to play as Knuckles in Sonic 1 and adding the Hidden Palace Zone to Sonic 2, and not only do they consistently run at 60 frames per second, but the crucial change is that these games are fucking widescreen now. You do not understand how big a difference this makes. Even if you think you do, you don't. The fraction of a second extra you have to react to incoming badniks and obstacles might not seem like a lot, but it's a game changer. It makes all the difference in the world. Once you've played it like this, it's so hard to go back to the original version. And there's no question that these are the best possible versions of these games. And you can only play them on a fucking phone! Frankly, these versions need to be released on Steam immediately, and there is literally no fucking reason why they can't do it. They did do it with the Sonic CD port. It's on Steam and consoles right now. So where the fuck is Sonic 1 and 2? Just look at these motherfucking Sonic 2 special stages. What the fuck? You think I can just go back to being happy with this shit now that I know this exists? Imagine if your only copy of your favorite movie was on a fucking grainy VHS tape in 4:3 aspect ratio, when you know there's a fucking widescreen HD Blu-ray edition with all sorts of cool special features, and you can't have it because it only works on fucking phones for some reason. God damn it, I don't want to play Sonic the Hedgehog on my fucking phone. I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog on my computer like a grown-up. And the worst part is that they didn't even fucking make a mobile port of Sonic 3 and Knuckles to not release on PC. And it's not Taxman's fault. He wants to make the definitive version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles for us. He's made a proof of concept to show Sega he can totally do it, no big deal. I mean, he's already built 3 Sonic games from the ground up, physics and all. There's absolutely no fucking reason on earth not to round off these mobile ports with the final and best game of the series. But Sega won't fucking let him. If you ever needed any kind of proof that Sega is both incompetent and objectively evil, then this is it. This is pure speculation on my part, but it could possibly have something to do with the fact that technically Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles are separate games. But honestly, as long as owning both of them means you can play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, then I'll pay full fucking price for both of them. How can a company this greedy and evil possibly let an opportunity this good to fleece fucking retarded consumers like me slip through their fingers? Do you even understand how embarrassing it is to have to admit the best possible version of one of my favorite games is only available on a fucking phone? And they won't even make the embarrassingly superior version of my favorite one for literally no reason? Fuck you, Sega. Come to my house and fight me. I will beat you up. God damn it, I hope you guys can tell from my voice this isn't epic acting from my hilarious YouTube meme video. This is genuine autistic anger! Fuck you, Sega. It's not even possible for me to say fuck you, Sega enough times to adequately express my rage. If you agree with me that fuck you, Sega, check out my shitpost channel where I just posted a video of me beating Sonic 2, but every time I jump I say fuck you, Sega. You guys don't understand. You don't know what I'd give for 30 minutes alone at a CIA black site with the Sega executive that made this decision. My one goal in life is to get more YouTube subscribers in the official Sonic the Hedgehog channel, so when I sue for custody of Sonic I can prove that I can give him a better home. I promise I'll take real good care of him, I'll feed him and walk him every day, honest! Anyways, I may have gotten slightly off topic. The point I'm trying to make is get fucking hyped for Sonic Mania, boys. Literally get hyped, even though hype is objectively a bad thing. Get hyped anyways, because I promise you this game is gonna be good. I guarantee it. And I'm not just talking out of my ass here, I had an opportunity to play it last year at PAX, and it plays as good as it looks. For once, literally all signs are pointing to a good Sonic game. I gotta tell you, it feels so good to finally get something you never thought you were gonna get. Something you've been bitching and moaning about on internet forums for over 15 years. Oh man, is it a good feeling. You should try it sometime. Let me put it in a way that everyone can understand. Sonic 1 is like regular Goku, and Sonic 2 is like Kaioken times 10 Goku. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is like Super Saiyan Goku, and Sonic Mania is like Super Saiyan 2 Goku. It might not look that different from Super Saiyan 1 at a glance, but it is exponentially more powerful. And someday maybe we can see what the Sonic series would be like at Super Saiyan 3, or to go even further beyond. As far as the zones that have been revealed so far, the 2 new ones, Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon, both look great. I don't know how many more fucking times I'm gonna have to play through Green Hill Zone again in my life. Like seriously, are you guys putting in Forces and Mania after it was already just in Generations, and also every Sonic game ever? But I still really like the idea of remixing old zones, and from what I can tell they're doing it in an interesting way. The first act will essentially be a condensed version of the original zone featuring layouts and set pieces from the Genesis game, and Act 2 will be a totally new take on the zone. So don't think that just because we're revisiting old zones that there's nothing new to see. So how long is this game going to be anyways? Well, all they've said is that it's going to be longer than Generations. And Generations has 9 zones, so let's be conservative here and guess that it's going to have 10. I would assume they're planning on 5 new zones and 5 classic zones, but it's entirely possible they'll do 6 classic, 4 new or something. And so of these original zones, we've seen Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1, Chemical Plant from Sonic 2, Flying Battery from Sonic & Knuckles, and Stardust Speedway from CD. So does anyone want to place their bets on what level you think we'll be seeing from Sonic 3? If I had to guess, I'd probably say Ice Cap. That always seemed to be the most popular zone from Sonic 3. But I'd personally love to see Hydra City Zone. Plus that would get the obligatory water level out of the way, so they wouldn't have to waste one of the brand new zones on the water stage, assuming there even is one. If you're watching this in the future, feel free to leave a comment laughing at me for getting it wrong, or complimenting my genius foresight if I got it right. I don't need to break down every single reference we've seen so far. There are plenty of videos on that already. But in case you weren't aware, there are references to the Game Gear, Streets of Rage, Daytona USA, a Japanese Sonic popcorn machine. There's literally a reference to the fucking unused press start text from Sonic 1? What the fuck? These references are out of control! Who's gonna notice this shit? You need to be some kind of insane Sonic lore god who does nothing but read about Sonic Online all day. Oh wait, that's me. So listen up all you Sonic haters out there. You poor misinformed fools. All your supposed fundamental flaws with the classic Sonic games are about to fucking evaporate right before your eyes. Sonic Mania is like the fucking platonic ideal form of a Sonic game. Any problem you thought you had with Sonic was merely due to problems with hardware limitations or gross managerial incompetence. And now the whole world is gonna have to admit that Sonic was good all along, and also that I'm smart and handsome. Yes, my friends, we're entering a Sonic renaissance. Even if Forces only turns out to be okay, we still have Mania, and hopefully it'll sell well enough that they make a Mania 2 next year, and then a Mania 3 and Knuckles the year after that. And then a Sonic Mania. Not to mention the Sonic movie coming out in 2018. There's no way that could possibly be bad, right? It's being helmed by Jeff Fowler, the acclaimed director of Nothing, who's best known for his work on this animated short about a gopher from 2004. Who the fuck is this normie? He was literally born in a town called Normal! This is bullshit. I should be the one directing the Sonic movie. I promise if you put me in charge, I would be aiming for a hard R rating. Well, even if it's terrible, it'll still probably be good for a laugh. Who knows? Maybe it'll actually be good. I mean, anything's possible, right? In conclusion, 10 out of 10. Game of the year, game of the decade, goat of all time.